Perfect, perfect. Okay. You can hear me clearly, sir?
I can hear you.
Excellent. All right. Okay, okay. Should be on now. I should see myself. Okay, there we go. Yes. Okay, there we go. That's what I needed to see. Share this in the messenger. Okay. Amen. Welcome, welcome, welcome each and every one that is viewing. I see you. Amen. Let me know where you are viewing from. Welcome to the Apostles' Corner. We have a special guest today. Amen. I see Bethany is on, and I see Reverend Linda Hayes is watching as well. So let me know where you're from. Please say something. Holla at me. I'm Apostle Darrell Towns. I'm the visionary founder of Wings of Eagle Christian Fellowship Ministries, which hosts which hosts this program today. Amen. With me today as my special guest, Carey McCall, the pastor of Cross Center Ministries in the state of Utah. Amen. And we bless God for my friend and my brother. Today, our broadcast today, we're going to be talking part two. If you missed part one, go back and go back from last week and look at part one. This is part two to depression and silent depression is what we're going to be talking about today. If you have a comment, you have a question, you please put it in the chat area. I will see it and I will respond. Amen. So at this time, amen. Many people are going through, but before I go there, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to, if you can, and you will, download the HAPS app, HAPPS. Download the app. Subscribe to this TV, the HAPS TV channel, Apostles Corner. Subscribe to me. It'll help me to continue to do what I need to do and what I've been doing. Amen. So go to HAPS, download the app, subscribe, and I'm telling you, you'll be a blessing to me and to what I'm trying to do on this platform. This is a different setting, different platform than the normal. Normally, you see me in clergy attire. Normally, you see me in church wear. But this is a different type of platform. We're just being casual Saturday. Amen. A time of casual where we can just be who we are before God's people. Amen. Last week we talked about silent depression, and we talked about depression. We talked a little bit about silent depression, and we talked about pastors and ministers and lay people as well dealing with depression. And I just felt in my spirit to have someone come on who have experienced of going through it as a leader, as a pastor, as a man, as a father, as a father and as a husband. Because truly, Carey McCall is a father. He is a husband to Phyllis McCall, and he is a father, amen, with two beautiful children. So I'm going to decrease right now, and I'm going to bring to you, amen, Carey McCall of Utah, formerly of Hackensack, New Jersey, now residing in Utah, the pastor, the overseer, the founder of Cross Center Ministries. God bless you. Pastor McCall, take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody. As our friend and our brother just shared with you, my name is Carey McCall, and I'm just going to jump right into it today. First of all, let me just say this to you. Depression and being sad, feeling overwhelmed is real. It knows no boundaries. It is not just indigenous to people in the secular world, but it's hitting the church world more often than we want to recognize. One of the things I thought about during this experience was how we have camouflaged in the church hurt as it pertains to being depressed, being down, feeling like a failure. And the thing that I want to say to you during this time, for those who are involved in ministries in the church, just because you see us standing up in a pulpit or maybe doing other things, it doesn't mean that we don't have feelings. Most often, the depression that comes with this type of setting has to deal with the fact that we feel like failures. We try to keep up with other people, we see their successes, and then when things don't go right in the church, we take it home, we hide underneath the sheets, we start to feel as though there's nobody we can talk to because we always have to present ourselves like we're whole. I want to tell you right now, I'm not Jesus. I bleed, I go to the bathroom, I have feelings, and even in all of those things, those moments of sadness, those moments of feeling overwhelmed, and those moments of feeling like a failure have come to reality. And it's, guess what, y'all? This is even predating COVID-19. So to jump in and help many of us out today, we have to recognize that our leaders and those who are in this kind of position, you have to feel like, you have to identify with it. You have to be able to say, I have a problem and I need somebody to talk to. But the problem is right there. Now, I'm going to get into that part. The problem of wanting to talk to somebody is, who can I trust that won't look at me like I'm some kind of idiot, some kind of failure, because it looks like I'm, failing in faith. That is one of the greatest things we can do to harm people who are in the church setting, especially those who are in church leadership as pastors, evangelists, people of that nature. And when we talk about depression, we we make it seem as though if you are some type of person who's a faith leader and you reveal to your people, it's a sign of weakness. And you know what happens? We internalize that. And when you internalize that kind of pain and hurt, and you're not able to share it with anybody, and if you, God forbid, you tell somebody you're going for to a clinician for counseling or something like that, then what happens is you subscribe to all of the omens that come along with people who are trying to say, I told you something was wrong with that person. And then you bring that kind of hurt to your home. So it's already hurtful at church setting. It's already hurtful in the clergy setting. And then by internalizing it, people in your home start to look at you like, what's wrong with dad? What's wrong with mom? How come they're not talking that much? It causes depression, causes you to almost, let me give you the analogy. If you've ever had an operation or had anesthesia, anesthesia can do some things to your body that make your body shake, make you quiver when you're not even cognizant that you're doing it. And depression does so much to us that people around us that are close to us begin to realize that we're drifting away, something's going on. And it's primarily because we feel that we were not successful in our ministries. We didn't bring the amounts of people in that others do. Our gifts look like they're minimal. What happened to me, God? And then we drift away from all of those things that we once said that we believed. Now, I want to also say this to you, that when you're dealing with depression, and again, you're dealing with depression when it comes to being clergy, something like that, it's no magic remedy. I want to say that there's no magic remedy to that. You have to say to yourself, I can't handle it no more. I'm going crazy. Let me also say this. All depression doesn't lead to you thinking you're suicidal. And that is right there the reason why many people don't reach out. Because if you tell them I'm depressed, they're going to automatically start to think that you're thinking about killing yourself or that you're going to do something harmful. It's like having AIDS or something like that. People shy away from folk who appear emotionally unstable, instead of being able to draw to them and say, hey, listen, if nothing more, I want to just hold you up and give you an opportunity to talk. So you have to resolve in yourself that I've got some problems I can't handle. You have to get to a point where you're whole enough in your thinking to say, you know what, let me go and get some counseling. And if necessary, let me go see my clinician, my physician, because you might need to go on some medicine. You might need to do that. And that doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you less than who you are. You are still the person that you once were, but you finally arrived at a point where you can't carry this by yourself. And that's one of the things that has been impactful in my world and the surrounding world that I'm in. Too many times we don't seek help. And then when we get to the point where it's too late, then the tragedy starts. And so walking through depression took a network of people close in my life to start telling me, first of all, we love you. I love you. Being able to say it's okay to not be okay. Can I say that to y'all today? It's okay to not be okay. Why is it that we give a pass to people in the world, but we don't give a pass to people in the church world? Pastors and preachers and teachers and evangelists and apostles and deacons and all of these folk go through life crippled in their bodies because they're trying to carry something that the world has been able to go and seek help on. And so I'm saying to you today, as an individual who has come down a path that I never thought I would be in, never thought. And here's another thing. It's also an act of denial. It's an act of denial. because we feel like we want to present ourselves as perfect. And so, if you're able to finally say to yourself that these are the things I've listed on a piece of paper that I just can't handle no more. And it's not just, listen to me carefully, it's not just your faith or you're listing what you're struggling with or thinking that you're weak and you're really not called in specificity that you're traveling. It's not that. It's acknowledging that, like anybody else, I have some issues that I'm working through, and the objectivity is to be made whole. You can't pray your way only through this. There's no miracle dosage. There's no amount of oil. We could dip you in Texas. You're still going to have emotional issues. We can lay you down prostrate and you can foam at the mouth. That's not going to salvage what's going on in your thoughts. It requires specialized help. Hear me, folks. It requires you to be able to get to the point where you say, I need to seek help. And in seeking help, follow through on the help. It's okay to go for counseling. Everybody needs to talk to somebody. I thought about this. Dean Martin in the Rat Pack used to say, everybody needs somebody sometimes. We need somebody. And here is the thing. If I had points to give you, I'd do it that way, but this is just laid back. We need trusted friends. I said trusted friends. People who won't run and tell that. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. Can't tell clergy because they're running their mouth. Can't tell people on social media because they're going to run their mouth and say things like, I thought something was going on. And folk can't heal. They can't heal because they're constantly dealing with trying to come out of that dark place. And depression can take you down a road of no return if there's nothing inside you that's saying that I'm okay to go get some assistance, if there's no one around you to check on you. If you're going through that right now and you find yourself sleeping a lot, you're always wearing dark clothes, you get up, you're crying out of nowhere, you just start crying. You just start feeling sad out of nowhere. These are signals, these are signs that you're dealing with something. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're crazy. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. You're not crazy because you're having a hard time. Statistics have proved since March of last year, March 13th to now, more people have visited the doctors for the reason of depression, being discouraged because of this shutdown. Now imagine how that has been now coupled with people who are already dealing with this disease. It's a disease. It's an illness. It's like having fungus. You let it keep going, eventually to overtake that area. You don't check on your blood pressure. Eventually it becomes that silent killer. And this is what we want to prevent. It is time for clergy. It is time for people in ministry to feel whole. And then you have to get to a point where you begin to build up confidence and say, guess what? Okay, for the first 3 hours of my day, it didn't work. But the next hour, the next minute, the next second, things are going to come along because this didn't come on you all of a sudden. And it's something that is going to take time to go away and still manage. You may have to be on some medicine for a while. You may have to have some other help and talk. It's okay. I'm letting you know it's okay. You're still a man, you're still a woman, you're still a boy or girl, but the difference is right now, you're going for personal help. And guess what? You will get better. All right, my brother, my time is up.
Amen. Amen. Pastor McCall, just one question. How have you ever have you dealt with depression?
Yes, I have. And so I illustrated some of those things in there. I've had points where I felt real sad. I've had points where I felt that I needed to speak to someone outside of the realm of the church world. And I did. I mean, I have insurance that allows you to go get counseling. And so I did. And I didn't know that I was actually depressed until I sat down with a paraprofessional who began to share with me, hey, Lisa, listen, these are some of the beginnings of leading down that path.
Amen. Amen. Did you ever feel, one more question and we're going to get on out of here. Um, During that period of feeling, having these emotions and feelings and all over the place, so to speak, you have thoughts of suicide, thoughts of taking your own life.
No, I haven't arrived at thoughts of suicide, but I have felt as though, well, what's the sense? I have nothing to contribute anymore. I have gotten to the point where I felt useless. I didn't want to get up and go about my day. I stopped getting dressed like I normally would, being active in social life, really getting involved with the family. And I knew something was going on at that point. But no, I hadn't moved towards the point of feeling like taking my life. I just felt worthless.
Did it affect your family in any way?
It affected, yes, it did, to the degree that they began to wonder, especially my children, hey, you okay, Dad? What's going on? And I must say, I tell you, I got a great support network, because when I was finally able to tell them, hey, listen, you know what? I'm carrying stuff inside. And sometimes, guys, I'm crying and things like that. They were like, it's okay. It's all right. They made me feel useful. They didn't put me down. They didn't look at me like, hey, my dad is, he's gone the way of the dodo. No, they didn't do that. They supported me. And as a matter of fact, especially my wife, she encouraged that I would go and talk to someone and go and see my doctor and things like that. And yeah, so you need a network, man. You need a network to help you out.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor McCall. I pray that those who have been viewing and listening, those who are viewing by Facebook, please hit that share button. Those who are viewing by YouTube, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't. There'll be more lives like this. Amen. And if there's something that you want to talk about, matter of fact, those who are viewing, you got about 2 minutes. If you have a question out there, please put your question up in the comment area. And you got about 2 minutes and I will address it, or Pastor or Carrie McCall will address it. But you have like 2 minutes to do it. You're on the countdown. Go. So if you're viewing by YouTube, as I said, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more lives like this from the Apostles' Corner, different type of setting than our normal routine that we do on Sunday, because I want to reach people of all walks of life, of every area of life, and let them know that even though I carry a quote unquote religious title, I am still a human being. And as Pastor said, as my brother Carrie said, you may walk around with being depressed and not realize it, or don't know what's going on and don't want to acknowledge it. Been there, done that. But thank God I was able to, as he said, seek help. So I encourage you, seek help. If you need to go, go. Preachers that are watching or that may watch this after I'm off, if you need to get help, go get help. It doesn't take you down to the bottom, nor will it put you over the top, but it will help you cope and go through whatever it is that you're going through. Thank you so much, my viewers who are viewing. I am Apostle Towns. This is the Apostles' Corner. Until next Saturday, 1:30. This Saturday I had to work, so I had to come on a little later. But until next Saturday at 1:30, not quite sure what the subject will be. But until next Saturday at 1:30, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Bye-bye. Did it end? Yes, it did.